Olá a todos, bem-vindo à nossa seguinte lição. Hi everyone, welcome to our next class. Alright, so today we're going to talk about the family, which is a familia. We're doing this class for the 8th standard and a revision again for the 9th and the 10th standard students. Alright, like I mentioned a little while ago, family is called a familia. Alright, so we know that it is feminine because it ends in the letter A. So the article has to be a. Alright, so let's learn the parts of the family. I have enlisted here for you the different parts right from your great-grandparents until grandchildren, great-grandchildren and some other parts of the family so that you are familiar with these terms. Okay, now I'm sure most of you, if you have a Portuguese speaking family or even some words that we use in Konkani are similar. So you will realize that these terms that I'm giving you, the names that we call these parts of the family in Portuguese, you may have come across them either in Konkani or in Portuguese simply because they have been adopted from the Portuguese during the Portuguese time. Alright, so let's begin. O bisavô, a bisavó. Now you will notice the word looks exactly the same, but there is a different accent for avô, which has a circunflexo, and you have avó, which has the agudo. Okay, so now when you talk about them together, bisavô is great grandfather, bisavó is great grandmother, but when you're talking about great grandparents, it always goes to the feminine plural for avô and avó. Okay, but otherwise the rule is generally it goes to the masculine plural. Okay, so for example, you're talking about parents, you're talking about siblings, it always goes to the masculine word in the plural form. You will see as we proceed in the lesson. Okay, so o bisavô, a bisavó is great grandfather and great grandmother. Together your great grandparents would be called os bisavós. Though the article remains in the plural, the word is in feminine. Okay, then o avô, a avó, that is again the grandfather and the grandmother. Together they become os avós. Alright, now in order to call yourself, what would you be of your great grandparents? You would be the great grandchildren. So you will be o bisneto, a bisneta, so that's the great grandson and the great granddaughter. Os bisnetos, which is the great grandchildren. For you to be called grandchildren, for example, you would say os netos. Okay, so o neto, a neta, that is the grandson and the granddaughter. Os netos together becomes the grandchildren. Moving on, o pai, a mãe. Now we are already familiar with this because we say the same words in Konkani. So only that the spellings are different. Alright, so be careful. O pai, a mãe. Together we call them os pais. Right? So the father, the mother together becomes the parents. O filho, a filha. Os filhos. That is the son, the daughter, siblings would be called, children would be called os filhos. Then you want to talk about your parents' siblings, for example, your aunts and uncles, you will say o tio, a tia. So that is o tio is uncle, a tia is the aunt. Together your uncles and aunts will be os tios. But remember, if you're talking about for example, you want to talk about only your aunts, you will say the same word. A tia is singular, as tias is the plural form. Now, cousins would be their children. O primo, a prima. Together, all a group of cousins would be called os primos. Again, if you want to talk about only your girl cousins, the feminine, you will say as primas. And the same rule applies to all those groups which have only group of girls in them. Okay. Now, if there is even one masculine element, so for example, in a group of many cousins, right, there may be 10 girls, but there is one boy, you will still have to say os primos. Alright, moving on. Now, what would you be of your uncle and aunt? You'd either be your nephew or their niece. So, o sobrinho is nephew, a sobrinha is niece. Together, you want to say nephews and nieces, you will say os sobrinhos. Then, moving on, o cunhado, a cunhada. The brother-in-law, the sister-in-law. Together, they become os cunhados. Then you're talking about the mother-in-law and the father-in-law. That would be o sogro, a sogra. O sogro is father-in-law, a sogra is mother-in-law. Together, parents-in-law would be os sogros. Then you have o genro, a nora, which is son-in-law and daughter-in-law. Together, os genros. Then you have some people, in some cases, we have step-parents also. So we're talking about o padrasto, which is the stepfather, a madrasta, which is the stepmother. And stepchildren, you want to talk about them, they'll be o enteado, a enteada. Okay, so stepson is enteado, enteada is the stepdaughter. Now, for example, I want to use this in a sentence. Okay, so I would say, o meu pai é professor. My father is a teacher. Or, a minha irmã chama-se Lídia. My sister is called Lídia. Then, os meus primos moram em Canadá. My cousins live in Canada. Or, eu tenho 3 irmãos. 2 irmãs mais velhas e irmão mais novo. Now, what do I mean by this? I'm saying I have 3 siblings. I'm not saying 3 brothers here, I'm saying 3 siblings. And then I'm explaining 2 sisters, which are older, mais velhas are older, and irmão mais novo. So, irmão is one brother who is younger. Then the next sentence says, ela não chegou a conhecer os seus bisavós. What does that mean? She didn't get to, or she didn't reach to know her great-grandparents, okay? Ela não chegou a conhecer os seus bisavós. Then, os nossos avós têm 22 netos. Our grandparents have 22 grandchildren. 11 netos e 11 netas. 11 grandsons and 11 granddaughters. Okay, so this is just an example how you would explain the 2 parts. Okay, you could just leave it at netos itself and we would understand. You don't have to really explain that there are so many girls and so many boys. But if you wish to, this is how you would write it. Okay, now I'm giving you some homework. It's very simple. On a piece of paper, numa folha de papel do teu caderno, on your of your notebook, desenha uma árvore genealógica da sua família. Now, what do you have to do? You have to draw a family tree. Okay? Põe as fotos dos membros da tua família e mencione quem eles são. Now, put pictures of your family members and mention who each of them are. Alright? Now, on the next page, na página seguinte, escreve parágrafo sobre a tua família. I want you to write a small paragraph about your family. Okay? Mencione os pontos a seguir. Mention the following points, which is o nome da família, que é o apelido, the name of your family, which is basically the surname. De quantos membros se consistem? How many members does it consist of? Quem são eles? Who are they? Mention their father, mother, brother, sisters, whatever, okay? Then, quais são as atividades que vocês fazem juntos? What are the activities that you all do together or you all like to do together? For example, nos sábados gostamos de ver filme, okay? On Saturdays, we like to watch a movie. Ou, aos domingos, preferimos ir à praia. On Sundays, we prefer to go to the beach. Okay, so depending on whatever you all do as a family, you will write a simple sentence. Then, gostas da tua família? Do you love your family? Now, I know this is a very complicated question, and you say, teacher, what kind of a question is it? But I'm just saying it. There are some people who have a different opinion. Some people like. So there's a difference. Please remember, gostar da pessoa, gostar da família. So I'm saying, write there down. Eu gosto da minha família, ok? Ou eu não gosto porque sempre estão atrás de mim. Maybe you don't like your family because they're always after you to study or something like that. It is just a simple text, okay? So just for you to know how to answer these questions. Alright, so I hope you've understood this simple lesson about your family. If you have any doubts, you can contact me on our WhatsApp group, or you can just send me an email to the school ID that I have given you, or also you can contact me through Google Classroom. Okay, thank you and have a good day.